When John F. Kennedy took the oath of office as president, he brought a fresh and dynamic presence to the White House. He and his wife, Jacqueline, both young and attractive, along with their small children, embodied a new era in America. Unfortunately, the Kennedy family has also faced numerous tragedies over the years. However, the legacy continues with the many Kennedy grandchildren who have clearly inherited the family's good looks. From a granddaughter who has made a name for herself in comedy to a grandson dedicated to activism from a young age, let's take a closer look at the Kennedy grandchildren who have grown up to be gorgeous. Rose Schlossberg, the comedian Kennedy grandchild. Caroline Kennedy, the only child of JFK to have children, married Aiden Schlossberg in 1986, and they had 3 children together. The eldest of the JFK grandchildren, Rose Schlossberg, graduated from Harvard with a degree in English and earned her master's in the Interactive Telecommunications program at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. Beyond her striking resemblance to her grandmother, Jackie Bouvier Kennedy Onassis, Rose Schlossberg has also made a name for herself in comedy. She wrote a web series for Above Average Productions, a digital venture by Lorne Michaels. The series, titled End Times Girls Club, offers a satirical take on beauty and makeup tutorials set against the backdrop of an apocalypse. Schlossberg shared her inspiration for the series with Mashable, explaining, "It came up as a response to seeing the way that New York responded to Hurricane Sandy and how people were grossly underprepared. Specifically, girls in damsel in distress mode. I thought it would be interesting to create this world where girls have to be survivalists without compromising their cute factor." Tatiana Schlossberg, the journalist and climate change advocate Kennedy grandchild. Tatiana Schlossberg, Caroline Kennedy's middle daughter, has quickly established a successful career. After graduating from Yale, she began an internship with the New York Times, which soon turned into a full-time position. As an environmental reporter for the paper's science section, Schlossberg covered a range of critical issues until July 2017, shortly before her marriage. By late 2018, she was working on a book about climate change. While Schlossberg's career isn't overtly political, her work often intersects with political issues. Her articles for The Times include pieces like, "Trump has choices to make on climate policy. What would you do?" and "Feeling a chill, blame the polar vortex," and global warming. Despite the politically charged nature of these topics, Schlossberg remains committed to presenting scientific and environmental facts without letting the political climate interfere with her reporting. Jack Schlossberg started making his mark as a Kennedy grandchild in the 8th grade. Jack Schlossberg has been making an impact from a very young age. In 8th grade, he co-founded Relight New York, a group dedicated to providing lighting in low-income housing. During his time at Yale, Schlossberg gained recognition when he hosted the Profile in Courage Award in 2014. At the event, he presented an award to President George H.W. Bush, lauding the Republican for his decision to prioritize country over party, despite Schlossberg's own Democratic leanings. His decision to put country above party and political prospects makes him an example of a modern profile in courage that is all too rare, Schlossberg said in his speech. Lauren Bush Lauren, Bush's granddaughter who accepted the award on his behalf, praised Schlossberg as reported by People. Additionally, Ken Feinberg, chair of the Kennedy Library Foundation, spoke highly of the young Kennedy's dedication and achievements. When Jack is not writing op-eds for our honorees for USA Today and the Huffington Post, he writes for the Yale Herald and serves as a volunteer EMT. He is also our newest member of the Profile in Courage Award Committee, Feinberg noted. And like his grandfather, he is no shrinking violet and let all of us know, including the chair, exactly what he thought about generational gaps, gender, and diversity. Joe Kennedy III is the grandchild following in his grandfather's footsteps. Robert F. Kennedy had 11 children and a wealth of grandchildren to carry on his legacy. Among them, Joe Kennedy III stands out as the one most closely following in his grandfather's footsteps, having been elected to represent Massachusetts' 4th Congressional District in 2012. In Congress, Joe Kennedy III has worked diligently to forge his own path, earning a reputation as a hard worker dedicated to listening to the perspectives of both Democrats and Republicans. In an interview with Boston Magazine, Kennedy addressed the pressures of entering politics with such a famous name. "I grew up around politics. My dad was in office. It was something that interested me in college," he shared. He also dispelled the notion that his family pushed him into running for office. "The person who pushed me most not to run for office was my father. He said, 'If you don't want to do this, it is going to be an absolutely brutal experience for you. So make sure that this is something that you yourself want to do and not some sort of invented idea of obligation.' And that's some of the best advice I've ever gotten," Kennedy explained. Matthew Rauch Kennedy left politics altogether. Joe Kennedy III's twin brother, Matthew Rauch Kennedy, prefers to stay more behind the scenes in the political arena. With impressive academic credentials, including degrees in business from Stanford and Harvard, Matthew has carved out a niche as a savvy advisor and strategist. He played a key role in advising his brother Joe's campaign, providing crucial support from the background. While Matthew is as hard-working as Joe, he's also known for his lighter, more playful side. As the elder twin by 8 minutes, he humorously remarked, "That was the greatest 8 minutes of my life. It's all been downhill from there," showcasing his quick wit. Their former classmate, Peter Munzig, aptly summarized their dynamic by saying, "Joe keeps things on track. Matt makes sure Joe has fun." Matthew's sense of humor and approachable demeanor are evident in public settings. At an Obama fundraiser, he joked about which Kennedy he was, poking fun at the common confusion between him and his famous relatives. This ability to laugh at himself and his family's notoriety has made him a relatable and endearing figure. Despite his early involvement in politics, Matthew eventually decided to shift his career focus. He left the political scene and became a partner at Infralinks Capital, where he applies his business acumen to investment and infrastructure projects. Michaela Kennedy Cuomo brought awareness to sexual assault with some saucy tease. Michaela Cuomo is uniquely positioned at the intersection of two influential political families, being the granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy and the daughter of former New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo. Despite her young age, Michaela has already made significant strides in activism, showcasing her commitment to social causes. One of her notable initiatives was raising awareness and funds for sexual assault prevention. Michaela designed and sold T-shirts, with all the profits directed to charity. The T-shirts featured a bold and cheeky slogan, "My having a good A does not give you a right to be one." This witty yet powerful statement serves as a direct critique of casual sexual discrimination and assault, reflecting Michaela's fearless approach to advocacy. Her efforts in this campaign not only highlight her dedication to important social issues, but also demonstrate her ability to engage and inspire others. By using fashion as a medium for activism, Michaela effectively combined creativity with a cause, making a tangible impact. Mariah and Cara Kennedy Cuomo are working impressive, albeit regular jobs. Mariah and Cara Cuomo, the twin elder sisters of Michaela Cuomo, have followed the Kennedy tradition of excelling academically and professionally. Both are attending Ivy League schools and carving out impressive career paths. Mariah Cuomo graduated from Brown University and gained valuable experience through internships at CNN and Apple. Her LinkedIn profile highlights her role as a digital strategist for Fortune 500 executives and companies at Teneo, showcasing her expertise in digital strategy and her ability to navigate the corporate world with finesse. Cara Cuomo boasts a strong athletic background from her time at Deerfield Academy, where she excelled in field hockey, water polo, and skiing, serving as captain and leading her school to 2 NEPS SC Class A championships. She then graduated from Harvard University, where she was a member of the varsity sailing team and a founding campus editor of Change magazine. Currently, her LinkedIn profile indicates she is an associate at 17 Asset Management, a testament to her commitment to both athletic and academic excellence. Robert, Bobby Kennedy III, is one of the artistic grandkids. Robert Kennedy III, known as Bobby, the eldest child of RFK Jr., and his first wife Emily Black, has pursued a career in the arts rather than politics. As a writer, director, and producer, Bobby has made significant strides in the film industry. One of his notable works is the documentary ELEW, Live from Infinity, which explores the life and music of pianist Eric Lewis. In December 2016, Bobby received a grant to create a film titled Freak Power, which centers on Hunter S. Thompson's unconventional campaign for sheriff in Pitkin County, Colorado, in 1970. Filming for this ambitious project began in September 2018. According to Westword, Bobby's pitch to the Colorado Economic Development Commission emphasized the film's broader significance. It's sort of this ridiculous small-town political story. It's got a lot of issues, and it's kind of a parable for American politics writ large right now, Bobby explained. I think it's going to get people really pumped up about local politics, especially people from my generation, who are kind of cut out from that right now. I just really want to motivate a lot of young 20 and 30-year-olds to get back to voting and running for office. That's sort of the goal of this film. Bobby's dedication to using his creative talents to inspire political engagement reflects a unique blend of his family's legacy and his own artistic vision. Kathleen Kennedy is an actress, philanthropist, and a self-proclaimed cat lady. Kathleen Kennedy, daughter of RFK Jr., and his first wife, Emily Black, has made her mark as both an actress and a philanthropist. Known for her roles on Gossip Girl and The Newsroom, her acting credits seem to have paused since 2014. Despite the glamorous life of a New York actor, Kick maintains that she is far from a party girl. In an interview with the New York Post, she shared her low-key New Year's Eve in 2014, saying, "Like a cat lady, I fell asleep around 10:30. New Year's in New York is difficult, unless you have a plan. I'd just gotten into town, and at 5 p.m. I gave up and decided to watch Modern Family. For many, a cozy night in sounds like the perfect way to ring in the new year." Currently, according to her LinkedIn profile, Kick serves as the engagement director for Kennedy for Illinois. She has also been involved in publishing since 2015, working as a contributing editor at Town & Country magazine. Kira Lemoyne Kennedy made headlines for poor behavior. Kira Lemoyne Kennedy, daughter of Mary Kennedy and RFK Jr., has faced significant challenges and controversies in her young life. Known more for her headline-making incidents than the achievements of her cousins, Kira's actions have occasionally landed her in trouble. At the age of 19, she made waves when she was denied entry to a club for being underage and reportedly asserted, "I am a Kennedy, Google me. If you don't let me in, the governor will be calling." By the time she turned 20, Kira found herself embroiled in a cyberbullying scandal. After a New York Magazine blogger, Allie Jones, made critical comments about Kennedy and her friends' lavish Instagram posts, Kira responded with a controversial comment on Jones's photo, writing, "I can play games too big." As a consequence of her actions, her father reportedly imposed a ban on Kira's social media use as a form of discipline for her bullying behavior. Despite her public missteps, Kira Kennedy has also faced personal tragedy. Her mother, Mary Kennedy, tragically took her own life when Kira was just 16 years old. Coping with such profound loss and scrutiny in the media spotlight has undoubtedly been a difficult journey for Kira during her formative years. Conor Kennedy is quite accomplished, but you probably know him for his fling with this celeb. Conor Kennedy, the son of RFK Jr. and Mary Kennedy, has been actively involved in environmental activism and advocacy. He has been notably seen participating in White House protests and working closely with Ocean Alliance, a conservation group dedicated to protecting whales and marine ecosystems. While Conor has focused on important environmental causes, his personal life briefly thrust him into the spotlight in 2012 due to his relationship with singer Taylor Swift. At just 18 years old, Conor introduced Swift to his family, including his grandmother Ethel Kennedy, who enthusiastically supported the relationship. In an interview with People magazine, Ethel Kennedy expressed her approval, stating, "Yes, how could you not? I think the world has." Although his romance with Swift didn't endure, Conor remained in the public eye for other reasons. In 2016, he made headlines again following an altercation at a bar in Aspen, Colorado, which led to his arrest. Conor publicly apologized for his involvement in the incident, clarifying that he was defending a friend who had been subjected to derogatory remarks. As of 2019, Conor Kennedy's LinkedIn profile indicates that he holds the position of founder and director of administration at Deerfield Foods, a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing affordable and nutritious meals to Massachusetts residents. His commitment to public service and community welfare reflects his ongoing efforts to make a positive impact beyond his notable family name. Aiden and William Finbar Finn Kennedy are growing up so fast. The youngest children of RFK Jr. and Mary Kennedy, Aiden and Finn, are still too young to carve out their own paths publicly. However, Aiden has shown a keen interest in sports and inadvertently made headlines when Cheryl Hines, who was dating Robert Kennedy Jr. after his divorce from Mary, tweeted about Aiden's enthusiastic support for the New England Patriots. Hines humorously mentioned Aiden's fervent fan spirit, which almost converted her into a Patriots fan herself. While the tweet appeared harmless at the time, it gained a different perspective in hindsight, given the tragic circumstances. Just weeks after Hines's lighthearted tweet, Mary Kennedy, the boy's mother, tragically took her own life. Despite this heartbreaking loss, Hines and Robert Kennedy Jr. married in 2014, showing their commitment to moving forward as a family. On the other hand, Finn has been laying the groundwork for his career path. As per his LinkedIn profile, he interned at Morgan Stanley during the summer of 2017 and at Bailey Capital in 2018. Currently, Finn serves as an analyst at Bailey Capital. Scheduled to graduate from Brown University in 2020 with a bachelor's degree in history, Finn is preparing to make his mark in the professional world. Kyle Francis, Rory, and Michael Lemoyne Kennedy Jr. suffered a painful tragedy. The children of Michael Lemoyne Kennedy have all achieved impressive academic credentials. Kyle, for instance, completed his education at Harvard and Georgetown universities, while Michael Kennedy Jr. attended Stanford and Georgetown, where he earned his MBA. Rory Kennedy, the youngest of Michael Lemoyne Kennedy's children, also excelled academically, graduating from Georgetown University. She has since pursued a career as a freelance writer and photographer. Rory's personal life took a turn when she met David DiCamillo, a director in the credit finance department at Citibank, during a chance encounter at the gym. Their connection deepened over shared interests, including their mutual love for a rescue dog. DiCamillo proposed to Rory on his birthday, a moment he humorously recounted to the New York Times, stating, "How could she refuse me? It was my birthday, and she was my gift." Despite the lighthearted tone, one hopes this statement reflects their playful dynamic and not a controlling attitude in their relationship. However, tragedy has deeply marked this Kennedy family as well. According to the New York Times, Rory, Kyle, and Michael Jr. tragically witnessed their father's fatal skiing accident. The incident occurred during a game of ski football, a beloved Kennedy tradition, while Rory filmed the outing. Michael Lemoyne Kennedy's death resulted from a head injury sustained after crashing into a tree. Coping with such a profound loss, his children have shown resilience in navigating their grief while striving to build promising futures for themselves. Maeve, Carrie, Catherine, and Megan Ann Townsend are the definition of strong, fierce Kennedy women. The daughters of Kathleen Kennedy Townsend, former Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, have each carved unique paths in life. Maeve, the eldest, embarked on an adventurous journey by joining the Peace Corps in Mozambique immediately after college. Her life took another significant turn in 2011 when she became the mother of Gideon Kennedy McKean, marking Robert F. Kennedy's first great-grandchild. Catherine, another Townsend sister, revealed to Glamour magazine the spirited competition that characterized their upbringing. "We four Townsend girls competed about everything: grades, sports. Who could be loudest at the dinner table?" Clearly, toughness runs deep in their family. Kathleen Townsend shared with The Atlantic her unconventional birthing experiences, including delivering 3 of her daughters at home. During Catherine's birth, Kathleen even strolled through the house and watched the entire film version of Taming of the Shrew. She recalled, "I liked Elizabeth Taylor's character so much that I decided to change my new daughter's first name from Rose to Catherine." Megan, on the other hand, initially pursued law or medicine at Harvard University, but found her calling in yoga, eventually becoming a yoga instructor in Los Angeles. She explained to Glamour how yoga altered her life's trajectory. Meanwhile, Carrie, the youngest Townsend sister, learned responsibility early on, reflecting, "I started making my own lunch in kindergarten." With their mother's busy schedule as lieutenant governor, Carrie adapted early to independence. Currently, she is pursuing a medical education at George Washington University and has interned at the White House Office of Health Reform, showcasing her commitment to healthcare policy and reform. Anthony Baru Kennedy made headlines at 2 days old. The children of Douglas Harriman Kennedy and Molly Stark are mostly too young to make headlines, except for Anthony, who became a topic of discussion at just 2 days old. Douglas Kennedy faced legal trouble when he was accused of child endangerment and physical harassment after attempting to take his newborn son, Anthony, for a walk outside the hospital room. Nurses alleged that Kennedy physically interfered with them and accidentally fell during his attempt to leave. While the fall did not harm the baby, the incident led to legal charges of child endangerment against Kennedy. Ultimately, he was acquitted of all charges. Sersa Kennedy Hill is one more absolutely tragic Kennedy death to add to the list. Sersa, the only child of Courtney Kennedy Hill, faced significant challenges during her time at Deerfield Academy. While there, she bravely shared her struggles with depression and mental health, openly discussing a traumatic experience of sexual assault by a friend that led to a suicide attempt. Upon returning for her senior year after receiving treatment, Sersa found the school's lack of open dialogue about mental illness troubling. In an article for the Deerfield Scroll, she questioned why institutions like Deerfield, renowned for their academic excellence, struggled to discuss mental health issues openly. Deerfield is one of the top educational institutions in the country, yet no one seems to know how to talk about mental illness. People talk about cancer freely. Why is it so difficult to discuss the effects of depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, or schizophrenia? She wrote, aiming to foster greater understanding and support for those grappling with similar challenges. Tragically, Sersa passed away on August 1st, 2019, at the Kennedy compound in Hyannisport. She was found unresponsive and pronounced dead shortly afterward at Cape Cod Hospital. The Boston Globe reported on August 4th that her death remains under investigation, with a toxicology report pending. Her death was suspected to be a result of an overdose. The Kennedy name will live on. The Kennedy family tree is expansive, with numerous grandchildren making their mark in various ways. Matthew Maxwell Taylor Kennedy has children named Summer Noah and Max Kennedy Jr. Meanwhile, Douglas Harriman Kennedy and Molly Stark's children include Mary Macaulay, Riley, and Rowan Francis Kennedy. Rory Kennedy's family extends to include Georgia, Bridget, and Zachary Kennedy Bailey, and Christopher Kennedy and Sheila Sinclair Berner are parents to Catherine, Claire, Sarah, and Christopher Kennedy Jr. While many of these grandchildren are either too young to be in the public eye or prefer a private life, their potential for future achievements remains open. Despite the family enduring its share of tragedies, There are numerous bright stars among the Kennedy clan. As they continue to navigate any challenges that come their way, it's clear that Kennedys will continue to contribute to arts, politics, and public service for generations to come.